Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. It's time for the doubles ladder tournament finals. Uh, I did not stream this tournament because I have no time, but it is the final, so I figured I would try to do a little bit of casting here. It's just me this time, and we're going to be watching Schister versus Madara. Um, Both of these players have had a good, strong run in this tournament, both during the ladder portion and during the bracket. Bracket starts off with 16 teams after laddering. Um, And yeah, it's just single elimination top cut bracket. So now here we are. Madara has been one of the strongest players for the last like 3 or 4 months. It's I could count on like one hand the number of times I've seen him lose in that time period. And Schuster has also had a good run, um, although maybe not quite as notable as Madara's having. As Madara just won like the double circuit like a month ago or something. Um, so yeah, that should be an interesting set. Um, we'll see some interesting teams, hopefully, maybe. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea whether they're playing on main or S tours. Try to figure that out. Hopefully the set doesn't take too long so I can get back to doing homework. Let's go. Where it's on S tours. So who wants to see some epic BW gameplay? Not me, that's for sure. What do I think, chat? Should I play in this tournament? I don't think so. It would be really funny. Get ready to learn fighting gem buddy or something. What else is there to talk about this? We're done here, I guess. Spoke on metagame circuits. That's the actual circuit. Lol. Donde. Oh yeah, top eight. You'll love to see it. Oh yeah, and played Madara last week. This was actually a really good set. It came down to an interesting climax in game three. I guess I'll just play what happened. Big Excalibur spotted. Oh, also, Arcalon just got banned, so I think they're playing with no Arch, as far as I'm aware. But every other round of this tournament prior was played with Arcalon legal. So that's obviously a very big change. This is going to be the first like really big like tour game we've had post Archband. Um, I've played like a fair amount of like post Arch games, and I think the tier is actually much more enjoyable now. There hasn't really been like that many um, like actual games, so this is interesting to see. Um, but yeah, so I'll try to take note here of the kinds of stuff people are using post Arcalodon. Arcalodon is so dumb, man. Who is this guy? Knock out the Arcalodon challenge, impossible. Literally every DOU game ever for the last like 4 months. Big Goldango spotted. Hmm. Yeah, this was a good set. And you may say, dang, how did Madara win this? Like, you see, there's not Caladon, so it doesn't matter how many Pokemon are left on the other side. Our Caladon wins. Especially when the Lando Eye doesn't have Earth power and misses Sandseer Storm. So yeah, this was a tight game. It came down to a Sandseer miss, and was going to have to hit two of them back to back. But yeah, it was a tight set to be honest. Onde está the game? Oh, oh, oops. Okay, okay. So we see a interesting, presumably faster Selena team with Torn versus Cleavor Spam. Now, this is a very interesting team. I'm not really sure I've seen anything like it in a while. So we see the backs of the Torn versus Iron Crown and DD. Iron Crown and DD, one of the biggest winners of post arch. That archetype really did not like having to deal with Archaludon. Um, we see the Icicle Spear, presumably loaded dice, I guess, one of the backs. Um, and a big expanding force going to come out and just take half of both Mon's HP. Iron Crown, probably the best size stam clicker in the tier. Um, the other options are just like not that good. For those unaware, I got pinged on Discord. Why? Oh, okay, just the game. Okay. So yeah, we do see like the tailwind support here. Oh, I'm gonna have to go ahead and, but not really much that's threatening the Iron Crown here unless this backs to something like high horsepower. But the Indeed he's probably just gonna go for follow me here. The thing that's like kind of weird here is like I don't really see how this team from Madara's end really beats the Goldango. Um, Probably gonna have to like preserve that Wellspring Terra, and then like just burn it to knock out the gold, I think. But yeah, we're gonna see KOs taken. So Side Spam is gone now. There's only three more turns of Psychic Terrain. So it looks like Schister's gonna be able to probably stall out a lot of this, like this onslaught of expanding force, right? With Tailwind up, could see possibly see something like an Ursaluna come in here if it's fast, or something like that gold. Something to probably just eliminate this Iron Crown. All right, we are going to see the Ursaluna against the Cleaver. So what is this Cleaver going to do? I mean, this could be Scarf. This could be like Sash Tailwind. There's a lot of things this could be. Um, Interesting pick. We really don't see a lot of this mon. It's not. It's like it's interesting because it does. It has like one of the best ways to set rocks. It's immune to like magic bounce and like taunt and all that. But aside from having Stone Axe, the Pokemon is like really not that good. Kind of middling speed tier. It hits hard, especially with like sharpness. But yeah, coming out here really makes me wonder if it's Scarf because if it is, it will probably outspeed Ursaluna. Ursaluna not that fast, even when you're running a lot of speed on it, right? Um, Iron Crowd presumably outspeeds Ursaluna right now. Probably outspeeds Ensign, although it kind of depends. All right, we see the gold come in here, and we're gonna see that Ursaluna go first. So it's not Scarf Cleaver. However, Automon's got chipped here, and Stone Axe is going to whiff on that gold. That's an unfortunate miss, especially if the Ensign is not heavy duty boots. Um, but a lot of damage dealt by that Iron Crown before it went down. The question now is, does Madara still have enough bonds to like get through the rest of the game, right? His Torn is still alive. Um, it was going to survive another turn of rocks, a tick of rocks anyway, but definitely not a good miss, especially considering the ones left, right? Um, if this POW is something like Throat Chop, I think you'd maybe go in here. I guess it probably is Throat Chop. I mean, you're on side spam, right? Like you can't really rely on clicking Sucker too much. We're probably just going to see like a double protect here to close out this tailwind, or something like maybe a protectless tailwind. I think this end game really is gonna be much easier for Madara if this Cleaver has tailwind, right? But I feel like if you had it, you would have click it the previous turn. All right, here comes the Infin. And we're just going to see a Make It Rain come out and proc both Sashes on Madara's end. Um, and a Throat Chop that's not going to kill the Goldango, but a big Stone Axe that's going to take the Instant health all the way down. It's a lot of damage, wow. Um, question for me now is like, also important to remember that both players have not burned Terra. The question for me now is basically like, is there enough to like get rid of this Amoonguss late game? Um, Palo is like still relatively unthreatened as the fastest thing, and psychic terrain having one more turn really makes this a little awkward for Schister, right? Like you really would want to be able to click take out here, but you can't. And if this instant is not boots, then it might have trouble switching out. Although um, it probably is boots because there's no citrus proc. Uh, if I had to guess. So the instant might be able to switch out one more time here. But the question is what wants to come in. Everything is now like chipped, right? Like except for this Amoonguss. That's kind of the last thing here. So we see a gold protect here, and just a throat chop come out. Oh, and there's the tailwind. That's a big turn. I think this game's probably over. Um, Maybe not actually. Um, I think honestly, if you're Madara, you probably switch out Pow into Wellspring here. Um, Dodge a spore, absorber, make it rain. Clearly intimidate drop because this, or you could probably just double into this Amoonguss. It probably gets there. Depends on if it's berry, to be honest. Considering both mons are at -1. Or the Amoonguss might just very well Terra here, to be honest. The Cleaver is crazy, bro. What are we gonna see here? I think for me, like that hands like game looks difficult to remove. Oh, we see an X scissor. Okay, and the berry. So Water's gonna go down to his last two Pokemon, but can he do something here with what he has left, right? Two more turns of Tailwind. Wellspring in hands. No Terra burned. Moongus is probably in range of an Ivy Cudgel. Um, so this end game is right. It's going to come down to. I think it looks rough for Schuster, to be honest. I'm not really sure like how you're going to get rid of these mons, especially if Gold has like zero field presence here. You could like protect to stall out Tailwind. You could sack something in the Amoonguss slot. Um, but it's just awkward to maneuver like the turns here and get Tailwind up and then click with the bear, right? Like a lot of stuff has to go right. And bear only gets to click one attack, and the hands probably Terras in the face of the bear. But something like water, grass, or if it's like fire Terra, that's like the out, right? Like something that's still weak to ground. You might be able to be annoying by it. The problem is like if you sack the Amoonguss and try to like or you sack something in the Amoonguss slot to get Amoonguss back, like you need you need either Ursaluna or uh something to like win the game. All right, we just see a power up come out and KO the Amoonguss. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really see how the hands is getting knocked out. Right, we see a protect. Ivy Cudgel. Okay, here's what you need to do. Protect the protect the Ursaluna and just like hope you crit Fleekwind on Falcon. Alright, we see Terra Water and Earthquake, and that's just gonna be the game, yeah. Big crit. Wow. Alright, so that's game one. Madara takes game one. It's an interesting team. Um yeah, this hand slate game was really dangerous. This is excellent preservation of Terra, right? Like uh was very huge in the end game, just extremely difficult to remove with what was left. That was a good game. I would have probably liked to just see like Oblique went on that last turn and try to like crit the Ogre Fawn. I mean, it's kind of washed, but well played by Madara there. So Madara is going to go up 1-0. Interesting teams. This Cleavor is very. I wonder what the logic was here. It's well constructed, but it's a little bit unusual. All right, here we got. We get game two. And we see no Arcalon on ring with Jonathan versus Dragonite stuff with King Lu, Gouging Fire, Sneasler, and some other stuff. Again, interesting teams. Kind of two different adaptations here for post arch, right? You got like still attempting to running uh grain even post arch. We got the Gambit as the Seal type, and welcome back Palafin. I'm not entirely convinced Palafin is a good Pokemon, but got to see here. So this is very interesting. It's like a similar-ish structure. Like you can see like where it came from with from the Arch metagame. Like it just makes sense, right? A lot of similar ideas. You still got the Sinistcha, you still got the Steel type, you still got the Lando Eye, and like this is very similar to like an Earth team. I think that had Mew. It was a sample team built by Z and SEL. It had Arcaludon over Gambit and Mew over Palafin. Now this team is an interesting take on like the Tinglu archetype, featuring some additions you probably would not have seen during the Arch era. Tinglu was an archetype that really did not like Arch, especially when Arch got like more optimized later into the tier's lifespan. Seems interesting. Dragonite's interesting without POW. And then Gold is probably just there to like match, like cover up some matchups and stuff like Deancey, etc. But we see the Tinglu and Rillaboom lead into the Landorus and the Pelipper. We're just going to see some damage trades here as Rillaboom goes for a Woodhammer, does not kill the Landorus, and rocks go up. Interesting turn sequence there. Tinglu takes a lot of damage, but it did its job, got rocks up right. We're going to see a big glide and a weather ball go into D9. So Madara losing some ground there. Uh, this is something I see a fair amount of. I really don't like when people bring Palafin and don't beat it. I think it's like not really the way to like run that mon. No one's going to listen to me, but I would like to claim that I invented bulk up Palafin, even though it's not true. All right, we see the Gambit come in and a scale shot. That's a set that gets much better without Arch in the tier. On a lot of mons, not just Dragonite. We're going to see 5 hits come out. Um, and then crit for return. Sinistcha goes down very low immediately. But the Gambit gets in for free here, and we're going to see probably a Trick Room, I guess. Yeah, we're going to see a Trick Room. Um, but Sneasler comes in here, confronting that Gambit out. Gambit probably forced to Terra here if it wants to make progress. We see a Tinglu come in, and we see a big Machagotcha. Does it get the burn? That is always the question. Sinistcha recovers a huge amount of HP. But I think we're just probably just going to see the King Gambit go down. Oh, nope. We see a Dire Claw. But it gets the sleep. Lol, Lamau, XD. Surprised no Terra was burned there on the Gambit. That was a risky play, but it kind of paid off, right? Like you preserved your Terra for another turn. Um, that sleep is really unfortunate, although I'm not really sure what Sinistcha would be doing on this board. It could probably click like Rage Powder. Oh, I guess that's why CC wasn't clicked. Oh shit, Ben. Stupid. um, but Gouging Fire in this board is like a little unideal, right? But the Lando Eye is gone. Palafin is like a dead slot until it gets to switch out. This position's very favorable, I think, for Madara. Oh, my computer lagged. Oops. We saw a Hands Pivot, Terra Fairy, and an Iron Head, and it looks like it's AV Gambit. Considering there's both Kowtow and Iron Head here. Um, we're gonna see a Terra Ghost and a Protect. So we see an SD, huge, and a Dire Claw that's just gonna not kill the King Gambit because Sneasler is not a good Pokemon. Holy shit! I can't believe that didn't kill. That's actually just insane. But Hands gets to +2 here. Now this is like not ideal, right? Like you can do a lot of damage with his hands, and it's going to be pretty difficult to remove unless you can get that like gold set up with some in some capacity. Um, Paralysis on Kingambit may be huge. I'm curious what Kingambit goes for, right? Like, does this Caesar probably has protect, although some Sneasler sets really have trouble fitting it. I think. Um, we're just going to see D Knight come in here. Caesar's going to go down. Um, we're going to see a Drain Punch. Holy shit, 42 is crazy. And there comes Rillaboom. Uh, so scale shot on the board online. We're going to see a big scale shot go into that hand. Both mons here for in respectable damage. There is still a sentence turn in the back, so this hand might still be difficult to kill. Both terrors have been burned. Gambit's still on the board, but not really doing much damage. You can, however, go for like a Nesty onto the Sucker Punch onto this Dragonite. Oh, that's a really big para. That completely blocks the Sucker onto the D Knight. That's unfortunate. We are going to see the Citrus, so the damage is not going to be as bad as if it didn't have that, right? Still an unfortunate para there. Now the Kingambit could probably be cleaned out by Glide before it can go for Sucker. I think if you're Madara, you probably just... Oh, no Tailwind. Okay. We're going to see a U-turn. That's not going to kill the Gambit. Gosh, these Pokemon. They can't beat King Gambit. But we're going to see the Drain Punch whiff into the gold. Nice turn there by Madara. So the question kind of is, what's this Goldengo set? Is it plot? What's up here? Like, all right, no Sucker Punch comes out. Dragonite just gets to attack. I don't really like that play at all, to be honest. I think you had to go for Sucker there. We're gonna see a Mickey Rain, a D-Gleam. Oh yeah, that's game over. Yeah, I do not like the way that was played, but that arrow was really bad. Um, all right, we see Palafin plus Pelipper finally getting the Palafin in, although it's definitely too little, too late now. Um, Interesting gold set. Probably Specs if you click D-Gleam there. Um, Although it could still be like the plot D-Gleam set, but I think probably not. Oh, big Jet Punch, huge. We're so back. Oh, that's Pelipper. All right, a bit of an unfortunate game for Madara here. Hopefully, we'll see a more competitive game three. People that killed Goldingo might be the goat. But yeah, we're just gonna see this wrap up here. There's not really any way for Madara to win this game. Big fake out, completely unnecessary. Dialer Claw Fleet and the Dialer Claw full para into Deepling crit. Huge. So yeah, we are going to see the Arcalodon Rain LARP lose to Tinglu Cringe. Unfortunate. Better luck next time. Going into game three here, what are we going to see both players turn to, right? Again, game one, we saw an interesting Wax Ice Spam team versus faster Saluna team. We saw New Rain versus New Tinglu. Just waiting on game three here. Big day for scale shot D night. Those from taking 40 from that is just hilarious. I think I would have liked to see Landorus be preserved better, honestly. I would have liked to see Palafin early game too. I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot of mons here that we're not properly taking advantage of, like their defensive profile. I feel like Gambit Palafin early game could have been really strong. Or just like Palafin switching into Gambit. Hindsight is 2020 though. All right, here we go. We got game three here. Uh, and this is the DOU I know and love. Two Genies teams. One has Lando T, one has Lando I. Um, I think the six is from Madara. I think I've seen it a lot. Um, versus kind of a less standard Genies team. Bolt and King Gambit. Um, I think Pal looks really good here for Madara. But Gambit could also be kind of difficult. Maybe not. One side has hands, one doesn't. I think we know who's going to win. Um, I don't make the rules. But Big King Gambit, will it do something? That's the question. The one thing that's like negative value here is like the gold. What is Goldengo doing, bro? Just put the fries in the bag or something. Oh yeah, Arctic Blast in the chat. Leading Palafin is like legally required. This is true. Always lead Palafin. Or don't use it at all. Preferably don't use it at all. I will not mourn that Pokemon. I saw way too many bulk up mirrors in like July 2023. Never again. Hmm. Honestly, I would just leave Instant if I was Schister here. Yeah. We see Pow and Wellspring. Good lead for Instant. We do have some pressure here if you're Madara into the bolt. But we see a Lando T switching. Pretty safe there. And just an Ivy Cudgel going to come out into the Ogre Pond. And we're going to catch the Thunderbolt and a Wisp exchange out of the Wellspring. So Instant's going to trade a fair amount of its health for a bird on Ogre Pond. Um, not the worst trade in the world. Um, but Lando T comes into a good force state, comes in without proccing Defiant on Gambit. Um, I think now if you're Schister, I would be looking at probably switching one or both of these mons out into like Torn and like Wellspring maybe. But the question is, what's this Lando T going to go for? Lando T has several different sets. They all kind of do different things. The most common is probably Scarf, although we see support from time to time. I'm guessing from this team, it's probably Scarf. Um, some kind of offensive set. We've also seen like Clear Amulet and like CB in the past, but Choice Scarf and like Citrus Rocks are the most common sets. In any case, burning a fair amount of damage onto the Bolt, although probably not an OHKO unless it's like CB, because Bolt is a very bulky Pokemon. Wonder if this Landochi could also have Earthquake or something, but that's less common. I know with only one like immunity, I don't know how likely I'd wager that. All right, we're gonna see a Terra Water come out from the Bolt as a U-turn scouting out here. Um, Probably a safe pivot into like either Gold or Hands if I were Madara. Um, yeah, there's the Hands. We're gonna see an Ivy Cudgel come out. Burned and at -1, not a whole lot of damage. We see another crit. So lucky and bad. Pretty inexperiential though. Hand's pretty healthy here, but that's good chip damage. I would have preferred to go into gold. That's a crazy flick there, by the way. Terra Water, Terra Blast, in the face of an Overclock Wellspring. But yeah, I mean, like, I get the hands pivot. Like, it's so negative into like the Lando's Eye, and the Lando Eye is gonna live one more Ivy Cudgel unless there's a crit. Not sure I really like that. Although benefit here is like Schister burned his Terra early on, um, and now the Bolt is weak to Ogre But I mean, with the Ogre burned, it's not really as big a deal. All right, we see Lando T come in here, probably just a fake out into the Gambit. I guess if I had to guess. We see instant pivot in as well. Big wild charge. Crucially, Lando T coming in before that King Gambit, so avoids the Defiant proc again. Not a good board state for Gambit. Based on that U-turn, by the way, I think we can probably assume this is Scarf Lando or Lando T. Um, Bad board state for Gambit. What are we gonna see here? Mario should go Torn and click Terra Ground Earthquake. I think that'd be fun. Real question here, I think, is like, can Schuster get rid of this hands? All right, we see a big stomping tantrum and a CC into the Gambit. So CC is probably good news for Schuster. Um, Although maybe in the immediate moment, not great news because it'll still kill your Gambit at -1. All right, we see Ogre coming out. Schuster probably reading this as Scarf Lando T. Probably a switching back into like Wellspring is safe here for Madara on either slot. The Mon is, you don't really care about the Mon going down anyway because it's burned, not doing a whole lot of damage. Might be nice for like Bolt later, but you have Wild Charge hands for that, right? All right, yeah, there's the Wellspring. Um, Corn gonna go out, catch the stomping tantrum, but Wellspring is gonna catch that IV Cudgel. So a net turn with 0 damage dealt. You'll love to see it. Pacifism wins again or something. Oh, you know what looks really scary here? Late game Pow from Madara's end. I mean, the Bolt's a water type, so like, I guess it's okay, maybe, but everything else is like very, very threatened here. All right, there's like Gold's pivot. I'm not really sure if I agree with that. It's gonna take a bunch of damage from Ivy Cudgel. I guess it's like not really that important here. Yeah, it's not really that important at all, honestly. But still, you're gonna take some damage. Here's gonna come the Gambit. Oh, big Blink Wind miss. That is unfortunate. Um, and a big Make It Rain coming out from this gold. Probably, I don't know what set that is on this team, honestly. If it's just going for an attack there, it's probably like Specs or Scarf or Metal Coat. Like, calc that damage. These are the kinds of things like you'd think I would know, but like I don't. I guess like the variance is just on like what the torn item is. If it's like bulky torn, that's probably Specs. Oh, lol. All right. Oops. What happened? Oop. Big Blickwind. We see a talk come out from the King Gambit. It's looking to stop any kind of SD there coming out. And Wellspring's going to stick around on the field for one more turn, dodging that Blickwind the previous turn coming in collect. Hmm. All right, there comes the POW. Um, Gets to threaten like a big like sacred sword of this gambit, which can't protect and can't Terra, or could choose to just click follow me and like target down the Torn. That's what I would do. I think like this, the likelihood of this King Gambit going into something like else is likely, but also you don't want to like let it attack you. Um, and I think if you can get rid of the Torn, like that's like a really big plus right now. I don't think you should risk letting Torn get another Bleak Wind off IMO. And if the Torn just protects, like you get the negative value Wellspring off the board, and you get like hands in or Torn. Very, very tight end game here. All right. Oop, there I see the bolt come in. The King Gambit just dies. It's eviscerated by that Sacred Sword. Um, Wellspring gonna survive another turn. That should be illegal. I'm not even sure that's like really desirable, honestly. I mean, I guess I kind of knew it was gonna live because it was at 7, but like still. Again, late game hands, late game POW, very dangerous here. I'm not really sure how that gets defeated. I would just protect POW here and get try to get like a better partner in with it, honestly. Okay, I think this Wellspring is just like negative board pressure, like you don't really want it on here. Schister's End, oh, just a hard Lando T. Is interesting. We see a superpower come out and a Terrablast water into the Wellspring. That's actually a really clever play. Um, because if you like keep the Wellspring alive that turn and like you heal it, like it actually like is not good for Madara. Unfortunately, that Terrablast water doesn't actually kill the Lando T on the switch in. Um, Lucky shield recoil. Wow, what a turn. Yeah, that was a really clever play because if you like heal the Wellspring there, like doesn't do shit. All right, we see a big thunderclap. Lando T just goes straight for the U-turn into that ogre pun. Um, what's Lando T gonna go out into now? I think your choice here greatly depends on like what you decided to do with Pal, right? All right, there comes the hands, and a throat chop comes out into the Wellspring. Oh, also, by the way, no Terra burn from Madara's end. All right, we see Lando Eye come out here. Could be a sign that it's something like Scarf, maybe. You know what would win this game here for Madara? Ice Shard Pal. Bring it back, boys. If this is Scarf, this is still a very favorable position. If it's not, oops. All right, we're just gonna see a fake out. It is not Scarf. Lando goes for Protect. Um, However, Ice Spinner revealed is the final move on Pal, so there's no like priority here. So Pal cannot dodge this incoming Thunderclap, no matter what it tries to do. It could maybe see like a land like a Hands Terra burn tier, maybe. Water low on time. Tense final turn here. Terra Grass. Did Schister read it? Goes for Sludge Bomb. It doesn't kill. Wild Charge into the pool, and it's dead. Wow. And now we have a full health Torn versus a not so healthy Torn and Lando. Wow, that Sludge Bomb not KOing is crazy. Please don't time out, man. You got this far. this is Icy Wind. The game is probably over. Or I just see a Tailwind come out here. Bro, Madara, click your move, man. Oh, big liquid miss. Follow me plus Tailwind into Bleak Wind seems pretty free here. Game is probably over anyway. Crazy Stone Edge whiff though. Stone Edge moment. I got another ping. Damn. Unfortunate. Madara adds to his list of trophies. An ever-growing collection, it seems, the last few months. Congrats to Madara. That was a really good set, to be honest. Wow. Schister made the call there with the hands, but it wasn't enough. Can't believe hands like that. Well, actually, I can, but hands is just the goat. Team with bad hands matchup loses to Iron Hands. Very sad. Uh, a very creative bolt set here with the Terra Blast Water. Good games from both players. I really enjoyed watching this set. But yeah, congrats to Madara. Um, One of the best players right now. And we'll, of course, look forward to seeing more games from him in the future. Yeah, thanks for